Hey there, this is Brandon. Welcome back to the Bitcoin Investors Club. The weather is getting kind of nasty, so we got to wrap this up. And in this video, I want to talk about distributed consensus. So, what is distributed consensus? So, this is the idea where millions or even billions of people around the world, through the internet and through software running on their computers, they can come to consensus with each other, which really just means that everyone agrees with each other. And one algorithm for doing that is, of course, blockchain. So with blockchain, the consensus is about, or what everyone is agreeing on, is the order of transactions. It's called a distributed ledger. And then Bitcoin is just an application that runs on top of that blockchain algorithm. So it's kind of like Microsoft Word runs on the Windows 10 operating system. So Bitcoin is the application, blockchain is the operating system. And with Bitcoin, everyone has the same ledger. So everyone agrees with everyone else as to how many Bitcoins are in everyone else's wallets. The problem with blockchain, and I got more into detail on these problems in my last video, but just to reiterate, the problem with blockchain is that it's very slow and it's very expensive. The reason it's slow is because of proof of work, and I want this to be understood. The point of proof of work is not security. The point of proof of work is to slow the network down. So there's an issue called soft forking, and this is simply where the blockchain ceases to be a single continuous chain, and it actually splits into two chains because two nodes on the network solve the difficult mathematics problem at the exact same time, and so they both are going to add a block onto the chain at the same time. So for a moment, the blockchain actually splits into two chains, and some miners go to work on this half and the other miners go to work on this other half, and whoever comes up with the next block on whichever of those two forks, that's the one that wins. And so it goes back to a contiguous blockchain. So if you have too many soft forks happening too frequently, you might have a soft fork and then another soft fork and then another soft fork, and more soft forking happening all over the place, the whole thing becomes unstable. So proof of work is designed to slow the system down so that it's less likely that two nodes will come up with the solution to that math problem at the same time. If it takes a while for them to solve the puzzle, then it's less likely that two of them are going to solve the puzzle at the exact same time. So you have fewer soft forks, so the chain remains stable. It's one contiguous blockchain. There might be a soft fork here and there, but it's going to be resolved within six blocks. That's usually what they say. You have to wait for 6 confirmations. Anyway, so proof of work is designed to slow the system down. And the way it is with Bitcoin and blockchain, you can only get about 7 transactions per second, which is not enough to really function as a true currency. You can't process all of the world's monetary transactions at a speed of 7 transactions per second. It just doesn't work. Also, another problem with blockchain is it's very expensive, right? You need a supercomputer to be able to do this very complicated, this very difficult math problem. So not everybody can be a node. Not everybody can participate in the distributed consensus. Only those supercomputer mining rigs can be a part of it, right? With Hashgraph, it's just a new algorithm. It's just a different algorithm. It was invented by a guy named Lehman Baird. By the way, Lehman Baird is a PhD computer scientist. He has the record. He holds the record for earning a PhD from Carnegie Mellon in the fastest time. No one's ever earned a PhD faster than Lehman Baird at Carnegie Mellon University. So yeah, pretty, brilliant, smart, bright guy. I'm definitely kind of a fanboy. I'm really in awe of this algorithm that he's invented. It seriously has the potential to just completely revolutionize the way that the internet works. It can completely revolutionize the way we do everything on the internet. The key to Hashgraph, the key feature of Hashgraph is its incredible speed. Okay, it's way faster than anything out there. And that speed opens up a whole new world of distributed applications and decentralized applications that simply cannot be done with blockchain. Blockchain is just not fast enough to do all these, everything that's possible with Hashgraph. So we're talking about a world where everything on the internet, everything that's done on the internet can be completely peer-to-peer. Everything would be completely decentralized. So we're talking about a lot more than just cryptocurrencies here. So with everything being decentralized, that means not just no central banks, but no central servers, which means no advertising, right? No pop-up ads to support the centralized server wherever you're running your application. And without advertising, that means no spying on your internet activities to figure out, okay, what's the best advertisement to place in front of your eyeballs. Okay, now, and this is where a lot of the comments were leading on my last video. There is a caveat with this. At the moment, Hashgraph, the algorithm, is patented. Okay, it's a proprietary technology. It is a technology that is currently owned by Lehman Baird. And he started a company, it's called Swirlds, and he's using that invention to generate income. I can't really fault him for this. He's invented this incredible algorithm, so it's a complete game changer. I can't fault him for wanting to make some money off of it. I mean, he is a human being after all. He's living like the rest of us in a monetary system. He needs money. So I can't fault him for starting up a company and deriving some income based on this invention, this incredible invention that he's come up with. So Swirlds it's a company. They are already selling the technology. This technology is already in use. So it's proven, it's being used with credit unions, and they are developing other applications on top of it, proprietary private network applications at this point. I've watched a lot of video. I've watched Lehman Baird talking about his invention, talking about Hashgraph and all the rest. And based on what I've seen, I believe that his vision and the company's vision is not just to make a bunch of money, in private networks. The vision is to eventually release some version of Hashgraph to the public. So there were commenters that said, well, this is centralized and it's patented, and they're just going to protect it with teams of lawyers and government violence and all the rest. If somebody tries to use the proprietary technology that he has patented, yes, that's true. But that's the way it is now. The vision for the future is, so his vision is to change the way that everything is done on the entire internet. Everything decentralized, everything peer-to-peer, right? But that's for the future, right? So we don't know logistically how that's going to happen. They've said, well, we're going to have a basically free public utility. So that would be free software, open source, available to the public at large, no lawsuits, no patent protection, no government violence, no teams of lawyers, just a public tool that everybody can use and develop applications on top. So again, blockchain is an operating system for Bitcoin. Hashgraph is an operating system. It's a distributed consensus algorithm like blockchain, but way better than blockchain, and applications can be developed on top of that. So we might have, in the future, we will either have a basically free public utility, and I've also heard Lehman Baird talk about having like two versions. So there would be a freely available public version, and then there would be a premium version. So his corporate clients, private network clients, whatever, could pay for the technology, pay for an upgraded, more premium version of the algorithm with more features and more capabilities for their own private networks and their own distributed applications. But I really believe, and this is where we get into, I mean, this is the future. So nobody knows what the future holds, right? Not me, not any of you. I personally believe that there will be this public open source utility or tool, this Hashgraph tool, this distributed consensus algorithm that blows blockchain out of the water. I believe that will be available in the near future. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know the logistics of it. I don't know the exact details, but I do believe it's going to happen. You can disagree with that. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Neither one of us is right or wrong because no one knows what the future holds, right? I know that a lot of you watching this video are proponents of open source and proponents of blockchain and proponents of cryptocurrencies. And I want you to know that I am the same. I am also a proponent of all of those things. So we're on the same side of this. I just believe that Hashgraph will be eventually open source. So all of that being said, if you don't agree with me that the Hashgraph algorithm is far superior to blockchain, then we're not in agreement, and I want us to have a conversation. Or maybe you're just somebody who wants to learn more about the algorithm. You want to know more details about how it works. So in that case, in either of those cases, then my next video is for you. I'm going to dive more into detail. I'm going to get into the nuts and bolts of exactly how the algorithm works and why it's so much better than blockchain. So that's it for this video. Click the link for my next video where, again, I'll dive into the nuts and bolts of this, the nitty-gritty details of how Hashgraph works and why it's so much better. All right, so thanks for watching.